You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much.
Sila kayo ay estudyante ng hindi ka ng mga broadcasters ng Pilipinas.
Sinasabi ng mga observers na ang sinseridad ng China sa pag-ipag-usap sa atin ay laging suspect. Number one, hindi kasi nagpadala kahit Chinese na EPs no sa dalawang hearings sa Netherlands. Lagi sinasabi ng kanilang spokesman dito na kahit ano man ang resulta sa ATTY ng International Arbitral Court ay hindi nila susundin. So, 2 or 3 cases na yata na sinasabi nila yun. Oo nga, umiiwas din sila na maglabas ng provocative statements which is supposed to be sa dalawang partido. Pero iba naman yung kanilang ginagawa sa kanilang sinasabi. Di ba? Habang nag-ipag-usap sila sa atin, hindi naman sila tumitigil sa paggawa sa Spanish. Tuloy ang kanilang construction. Tuloy ang kanilang pambubomba sa mga isla natin. So, paano may-assess kung talagang sinusero yung mga kausap natin?
Yung issue na ito ay talagang it's a very complicated, complex issue. It's a very contentious issue. Even sa atin, meron tayong territorial claims based on historical rights. Ganun din ang ginagawa ng China. Pero yung ating ginawa rito ay we just pursued and sought made our submission sa International Tribunal o sa Arbitral Tribunal on the basis of what we claim under UNCLOS as our exclusive economic zone within that area. Hindi natin sinumite yung ating historical claim of ownership of some of these features, neither are we asserting sovereignty over these features. That is not the issue in the Arbitral Tribunal. So, kailangan maintindihan ng ating taong bayan na yung issue o yung desisyon na hinihintay natin sa Arbitral Tribunal is an issue of whether or not itong area that is 200 miles from our shoreline, territorial shoreline, is part of our exclusive economic zone. Now, kahit na sasabihin ng Arbitral Tribunal na itong area na ito is our exclusive economic zone, it does not negate the position under international law that this is still international water. Alam mo naman, under international law, di ba? Yung territorial limits natin is 12 miles. Beyond that is international waters. Pero yung exclusive economic zone extends to 200 miles. Now, so, kung sasabihin nga nila na atin yan, then that's under the UNCLOS. And it does not mean na we own it. We exercise sovereignty rights insofar as maritime entitlements. Pwede nating exploit yan, pwede nating gagamitin yan for our exclusive economic benefit. Yung ginagawa naman ng China is that yung kanilang 9-dash line ay sinasabi nila yung area na yan ay sa kanila. They have always maintained that. No? Eh sa atin is, well, kung sasabihin nila that they will not respect the decision of the Arbitral Tribunal, and they have in fact not only said that they will not respect the decision of the Arbitral Tribunal, they said that the Arbitral Tribunal does not have any jurisdiction to hear that case, because they say in essence, territorial claims and exercise of sovereignty over the territory is not within the jurisdiction of UNCLOS. Now, that's a legal argument. That is the legal argument they are presenting. Pero sa akin naman, because we are all signatories to UNCLOS and we respect international law, we respect and adhere to the rule of law, let us see how we can implement that decision of the UNCLOS without touching upon our territorial claims or sovereignty claims over the territory, because that is not an issue in UNCLOS. So yun lang ang dapat nating intindihan. Ang ating taong bayan ay we should inform them correctly that this is not an eviction case. Hindi natin ini-evict ang China rito. Nasasabihin natin pag nanalo tayo ay aalis na sila. No, this is not a case like that at all. You know, we should not raise the hopes of our people in that respect, because it is not true. What we are waiting only is simply that for the Arbitral Tribunal to rule that that disputed area is part of our economic zone, and because it is part of our economic zone, exclusive economic zone under UNCLOS that their 9-dash line is contrary or not in accordance with the UNCLOS that grants us this right. So let's wait for the decision of the arbitral tribunal. If the arbitral tribunal will sustain us, then well and good, and that is what we're hoping for. But if the arbitral tribunal will decide some kind of a win-some or lose-some basis, let's study it thoroughly before we make any definitive or actions or statements that can only serve to heighten the tensions.
Sir, my question is, it can be recalled that President Widodo visited the area personally, right? Are you or the President open to doing the same thing in the future, maybe?
The actions taken by the President of Indonesia is a matter that pertains to their own national interest and to the nature of the claim of Natuna Island. So the situation there can be entirely different. We are not taking any provocative action. As I understand it, the Indonesian President really went into that island because they have a territorial claim over that island, and their claim is also exercising sovereignty. That is not an issue that has been raised by them before UNCLOS. Tayo lang ang nag-file ng kaso sa UNCLOS. So I do not think that there is any parallelism or similarity in terms of demanding or evoking a similar action that Indonesia has done.
Sir, a follow-up. So,
Yeah,
if ever, hypothetically speaking, the President or you would do that, it might heighten the tensions between us and China. You think so? So you don't think it's a good idea that we do that?
To do that, send our military ships?
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
Why will we send our military ships there? Why will we even consider sending our military ships there? We do not claim this area as our own, and we will defend it and protect it. You know, we are just claiming that this is part of our exclusive economic zone.
Correct.
And we would like China to recognize that if it is part of our economic zone under international law, and because of its own adherence to the rule of law, they will recognize the rights of our people in exploiting and utilizing that area. And if there is any dispute, we are committed to sit down with them in the context of the decision of the arbitral tribunal to resolve that issue peacefully.
I'm Mark Salazar from M.I.S.M.O. Follow-up. You said that in this arbitral case, it is not it's not that we're fighting for sovereignty over these areas, but just making China understand that this is within our EEZ. Okay, so in your pursuit of friendship with China, are you considering joint exploration with them, just so that China doesn't water bomb our fishermen there in this area within our EEZ? Are you exploring the possibilities of joint exploration, cooperation with China in this area?
If the Chinese, in respecting the decision of the arbitral tribunal, would like to negotiate within the context of that arbitral tribunal, along with the other claimants, if at all, that will be covered under the decision of the arbitral tribunal, to see how we can jointly use and explore the area, by all means, let us pursue that. I mean, there is no objection to that, and I think that will be consistent with the policy inscribed under our Constitution. What would probably be a difficult situation, and I hope it will not get into that, will be if we are being tasked in the face of the decision of the arbitral tribunal to negotiate outside of the decision of the arbitral tribunal. Why will we do that if what we filed before the arbitral tribunal is just simply the issue on our exclusive economic rights? We will be willing to negotiate with everyone within the context of that decision, whatever that decision of the arbitral tribunal.
Mr. Secretary, thank you for establishing the distinction between sovereignty and exclusive economic rights, dahil dito hindi po masyadong educated ang ating media. Ang akala nila pinag-aawayan doon ay ownership. Hindi nila naiintindihan na ang ating sovereignty only extends to 12 miles and beyond that to 200 miles, yung exclusive economic rights na pwede nating exploited doon. Ukol po dito sa, from what I understand, the President will form a course of action only after the arbitral tribunal has rendered its decision. What I read is he wants to just possess the full parameters, which is the wise move of any chief executive before framing a position. Kasi po, mahirap kasi na mag-desisyon na tayo ngayon, gumawa tayo ng frame of action, tapos yung decision pala ng arbitral tribunal will serve as a loaded dice to our future bilateral negotiations. In this respect, tatlong aspeto po ang nag-interplay dito. US-Philippine relationship, China-Philippine relationship, at US-China, the security environment provided by the US and the Chinese. Would you consider po the EDCA, the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agency, as a loaded dice in favor of another country when we get to the bilateral talks with China?
We'll have to say very categorically that the EDCA no less has been ruled by our Supreme Court as a legal and valid document. And I will have to, and as a lawyer, we will have to respect that decision. So whether or not that is a loaded dice is beyond me to make a judgment on. But I think, more importantly, let us let EDCA work. Let us put it into a test how it will work. Kadideclare lamang ng Korte Suprema niyan whether it is a valid document or not. Yeah. Let's put it at that. We would not like to resolve this the issue of the West Philippine Sea on matters that are at this point in time really completely relevant to the issue. Ang ating pinag-uusapan lamang dito ay yung ating exclusive economic rights. It does not automatically kick into play our mutual defense agreement, our visiting forces agreement, and this EDCA, as you're putting in, walang ano yan for now, I will say without fear of contradiction that these are not relevant.
Correct.
Yeah. So let's try to resolve our problems and difficulties or our disputes one step at a time. All right. And I think when you break it down to its simplest component, it will be easier for us to process the problem and hopefully solve it.
In addition dun sa ating quest for a good bilateral relation with China, siguro kasama yung economic aspect na gusto nating makuha. No? Pwede po bang malaman kung ano talaga yung status natin dito sa bangko na EIIB? Asian International Investment Bank. Kung tayo ba ay membro na dyan?
Thank you, sir. Member na po ang Philippines itong AIIB. In fact, we signed yung articles of membership nung last day, December 31, 2015. Pero meron pa pong ibang proseso na dadaanan, yung contribution ng Philippines, we still have to pay that, Pero as of the moment, nakapirma na po tayo dun sa kasalatan.
Galaw-gaw, kay harot-harot tingnan, maliksi, di mapigil ang gaslaw. Galaw-gaw, ang lahat ginagalaw, napakaharot at pakialam. Galaw-gaw, kung tawagin siya'y ganyan, kang karot, na trumpong tumatarang. Galaw-gaw, nakalilitong masdan, at haliparot, kahit saan.